Hello, welcome to RC Video Reviews. Today we've got a build recap and maiden flight of the FMS Viper V2. Before we get into the content, I need to let you know this video is sponsored by Hobby Zone, who sent me this Viper V2 for review. Hobby Zone is running a little bit of a New Year's special at the end of 2023, so make sure you visit their site for discounts on a bunch of different model airplanes and take a look at the description for a coupon code that you can use on eligible products on the Hobby Zone website. With that out of the way, let's talk really quick about the build process. 10 minutes. You screw the wings on, you screw the stabs on, you connect a couple control rods and do your radio. The fit and finish on the plane is fine. I didn't see any errors or problems in the paint or in the assembly. Everything was just straight and square. There were 0 defects on this model. All right, we've got the Viper up on the scale and it's looking like 4.23 pounds. So 4.2 pounds, hopefully the camera's getting that. 4.23. And that's all up weight. That's got a 6L 3300 in there. Next up, we're gonna do a watt meter test on the Viper. Dave's got the radio and we're gonna fire it up and see how this one does. Go ahead, Dave, whenever you're ready. Okay. I saw 69 amps at peak. Next up is the thrust test. Dave, whenever you're ready. All right, I saw it peak at 3, but 2.97 is where it settled, so about 3 pounds of thrust. So with that done, let's do a pre-flight control check and we'll get this airplane in the air. I expect the right aileron to come up, and it does. I expect the left aileron to come up, and it does. I expect the elevator to come up, and it does. I expect the rudder to go right, and it does. I expect it to go left, and it does. All right, for flaps, there are takeoff flaps and landing flaps, and I have them set for about 15 and about 45 degrees. The wind is calm, so it's my choice. I think I'll take off left to right. Now the wind is coming from my left, of course. I have to switch to the other side, Dave.
Yep, go ahead.
That's all right. The wind actually shifted, so now it's coming from my left. That's the way it is today. But that gives me an opportunity to check my trim, and I can tell you right now on the ground, the nose wheel needed to be trimmed to the right a little bit. Okay, I think that's running straight. All right, here we go, maiden flight of the FMS Viper V2. Gear up, flaps up.
Flight logged 21.4 volts.
21.4 volts after takeoff, and I've got a little nose up, so I'm gonna give it a little nose down trim. All right, there we go. It's all trimmed up, and we are 1 minute in.
23.6 volts.
And 23.6 volts. All right, let's get some stuff done on this one real quick. First thing I'll do is a stall. So I'm gonna bring it up, climb about 40 degrees, take the power off, and there's the stall. Yep, typical jet stall. You lose some altitude on those, and you gotta be quick on the power. No lights on this one, and no stabilizer on this plane either. Looks really nice flying by though.
Beautiful.
All right, let's do the inverted upline test and see how it does on balance. So about 75% power, inverted. And it's okay, that's fine. That was on low rates too. I think on high rates, that'd be a little bit easier. I think I added about half of my stick authority to keep that nose from dropping too fast. Next thing I want to do is a loop to check tracking. So we'll give it a little bit of power. Oh, perfectly straight track on the loop. No problem there at all. Yeah, that looks fantastic. And let's do our yaw test on this one real quick. So we'll just go straight up, kill the power, and I saw a dip to the left, so a couple clicks are right, and that'll be it. We'll try one more. Yep, straight down, there it is, perfect. All right, she's all trimmed up and ready to fly. Let's do some low flybys so you guys can get a look. I'm gonna bring some flaps in.
Takeoff flaps.
put the takeoff flaps on so you can slow it down a little bit and see what she looks like flying by. Quiet.
That's nice.
It is a really quiet, as far as EDFs go, very quiet, very quiet. All right, that's 3 minutes and 22.1, that's it. So I'm gonna bring flaps down, gear down, and we're gonna land it.
22.1 volts.
22.1, yep, that's the end. And now the wind, of course, shifted, but I'm landing it. We're gonna land, we're gonna use the runway.
Very nice.
Now you guys might want to know why I landed so hot with the flaps all the way down. It's because on final, the wind shifted on me, and I do not mess around with EDFs.
Flaps up.
When you get the voltage alert on an EDF, you get it on the ground. That's all there is to it. And that was about 3.5 minutes of flight time, which is exactly what I'd expect.
It's better to land it a little long and land it another day.
Yep.
That is so pretty. That is so cool. Are we allowed to call the airplanes pretty? No, I don't think so.
Sure, yeah, but airplanes can be pretty. Yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah.
pretty.
That's a pretty plane,
You know,
man. I like it.
I think I'm going to stick with awesome
Yeah.
better.
I do like the color scheme. We got no help with the sunlight today, obviously, no sun. So it is a little bit of a challenge with the gray. The yellow, I think with any kind of sunlight would have helped, but again, no sun today, so it was very challenging. But in terms of flight characteristics, the Viper does just fine. It's 3.5 minutes, it's a 6L 3300, 70 millimeter EDF, and it behaved exactly how you'd expect it to behave. I think it was a very smooth flying plane. The power seemed adequate for a 70 millimeter. I didn't have any complaints about the ability to climb or do the yaw tests or any of the flybys, no issues there. Landing was a piece of cake. Takeoff was straight as an arrow. So it's a nice airplane. I like it for 70 millimeter plane. What's not to like? It's sharp looking too. I like the scheme, and I certainly like the airframe. It's a really attractive looking airframe.
Yeah, it looks a lot better in person than it does on the films, on the pictures and the videos.
Yeah.
A lot better in person, yep.
I've heard talk about stuffing a 4000 in there. Personally, I don't know that I would bother with it. I guess it probably could be done, but you're probably going to do a little bit of surgery. I'd be concerned about the weight. I'd be concerned about it being nose heavy. And honestly, I don't know how much extra flight time you're going to get out of it anyway, if it'd be worth it. Maybe, if you feel like experimenting, if that's your thing, go ahead and give it a try. But I can tell you the 3300 was a pretty tight fit. In terms of flight time, 3 minutes and 58 seconds. That included the watt test and the thrust test. And then on the batteries, we're looking at 3.87. That's after a couple minutes of rest. That wraps up my build recap and maiden flight of the FMS Viper. I'd like to say thanks to Hobby Zone for sending this plane out for review and remind you they have a sale going on as of December 2023. You can go to the Hobby Zone website and get discounts all the way until January 4th. I also have a coupon code in the description. You'll be able to use that on certain eligible airframes as well. If you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know new videos hit the channel. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.